All right, so when you do, this is number 4, when you do this part of the quadratic formula, okay, in your calculator, don't put the square root symbol in. Just do the negative 2 squared minus 4 times 6 times 1. Just do that part. So you get that negative 20 under the radical sign. Because if you put your radical sign in, it's going to give you a decimal answer. Remember, we want our answers in simplest radical form. Okay, so do not, when you're using your calculator for that discriminant part, remember that's what we learned yesterday, the part under the radical sign, the b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant. Just put those numbers in. Do not put the square root part. We'll simplify the square root. What can I pull out of there? 2. What else? Since it's negative. I. Okay, so that's that part of the answer. Okay? The other part was a 2 and then a 12, right? Because it was 2 times 6 for the bottom, and my b was negative 2. All right, so what do you notice about these 3 numbers? They all have 2 in them, right? They all have a common factor of 2. So we have to divide 2 into all those. So here's the final answer for number 4. 1 plus or minus I times the square root of 5 over 6. Okay? Brock, what'd you get for 6?
X equals 3 or x equals negative 5.
Right, that one worked out nice. Because you got a perfect square in that discriminant part. It was 256, so you take the square root of 256 and get 16. Okay, anybody need me to go over 2 or 4 on the board? I mean 2 or 6. We did 4, basically. Okay, Cole, what'd you get for 16?
2 imaginary.
What was your b squared minus 4ac to equal?
It was negative 24.
I got negative 23, but it's still negative, yeah. But it is 2 imaginary. Okay, number 18, Tristan?
2 imaginary, and I got negative 44.
No. What'd you get, Cindy?
I got 52.
Yeah, that's what I got, 52 and 2 real. Did you remember that your 1 was negative when you put it in there?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? Did you, oh, you put, B is 2. You put it as 1. Oh, that's 16. B is 2. 4 times negative minus 4. This is, oh, I did it the other way. You left it as negative 1. And then your 12. How'd you have it? No, that's what I did. Did you make it negative 12?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, the 12's positive. That's what you did. Okay. Number 20, how about Sophia? Right, what'd you get? Yeah. Got to be 0, right? B1 real. All right, and 22, Emma?
I got negative 47 and 2 imaginary.
Good, that's what I got as well. Any questions on 16 to 22? Again, that's just the b squared minus 4ac part. All right, so that's basically it as far as going over last night's homework. You guys seem to be, your homework looked like you did it right. I think you've got the quadratic formula down. All right, let's just write it out again one more time so that we remember it's x or whatever variable. Most of the time it's x, but it's negative b. And again, I use the parentheses, and then I use those parentheses when I put it in my calculator too, and I never have an issue with getting the wrong answer under the radical sign. All right, so there's our quadratic formula. sure you know that, because you'll need that for the quiz, which is when? Tuesday. Okay, so what I have today is something a little different. You guys need to get in groups between 4 and 6, and I'm going to give you a puzzle you got to figure out. Okay, so before we get in our groups, let me stop this. We don't need this thing.